Son, stop right now and give me your full attention. I am not speaking to the crowd, and I am not sending a broad message into the air for just anyone to catch. Let these words meet you personally right now. This moment did not arrive by chance, and this interruption is not meaningless. This moment feels urgent in your spirit, and time is moving faster than you think. You can feel it deep within you, even if you don't have the words to explain why. That pressure you feel inside, the quiet tightening in your chest, the restlessness that won't fully settle, the sense that something is drawing closer, this is not without meaning. This is how you know this moment is not new. Deep within, you recognize it. You have heard my voice before when it came gently, when it felt easier to postpone, when delay seemed harmless. But what you are sensing now carries a different weight. This time, it reaches deeper, clearer, asking for more than quiet acknowledgement. If you recognize this moment, you may quietly acknowledge it in your heart. Don't let this pass as just another thought. Hold it before me and let it settle into your spirit. My child, I am speaking to you again because I saw the pause the first time. I saw the hesitation born from fear, and I did not turn away. When comfort felt safer than obedience, I did not abandon you. I remained near. I shielded you in ways you never noticed, restraining outcomes you were not ready to carry. Remember how Moses stood at the burning bush, uncertain and afraid, yet was called again until he understood the moment mattered. Hear me now with clarity. This second call carries urgency, not because love has grown impatient, but because time continues forward, and this moment has been preserved for you to respond. This moment carries weight beyond what you can see. What unfolds tomorrow is being shaped by how you respond right now. The choices you make here will open paths you have not yet imagined, or quietly leave them behind. Listen without panic, but do not treat this lightly. This is not fear rising within you. This is love stirring you awake, refusing to let purpose pass by unnoticed. As it is written, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. Today matters because obedience shapes what comes next. So move, my son. Move with intention, not driven by fear, but led by obedience. Do not move because you dread what you might lose. Move because you are being drawn into alignment. What is being prepared cannot wait on endless delay. The call carries, present. Just as Peter stepped out onto the water when he heard the voice call him forward, you are being asked to step now. The urgency you feel has meaning. It is not imagined, it is the signal that this moment has arrived. This stirring did not rise from pressure, from noise, or from the weight of the world around you. It came from above. Your spirit knows, my voice, even as your mind searches for reasons to slow your steps. You feel the tension because you are being drawn in two directions. One part of you recognizes truth, while another hesitates at what obedience may ask. I am not offended by your fear. Fear does not disqualify you, but fear will no longer be permitted to guide you. This is a second call, and not everyone is given another moment like this. Treat it with care. Mercy made space for you here. Patience held the door open. Love is addressing you now with firmness and clarity. Something meaningful is released when you listen in this moment, not later, not when it feels easier, not when every question is resolved. As it is written, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3-5. Understanding often follows obedience, not the other way around. When you move in obedience, God strengthens you from within, so don't drift past this moment. Do not drift past this moment. Do not soften its weight by promising yourself another time. Timing matters, and moments can pass without noise. This is not about endings, it is about alignment. Opportunities can pass quietly if we keep delaying. They close quietly, and only those who move in time recognize when they were open. Seasons change quietly. Moments shift without warning. Opportunities do not always announce when they are leaving. If this moment is set aside, you will recognize it later, not as punishment, but as a gentle ache of knowing you were invited and did not respond. I am not speaking to frighten you. I am speaking to awaken you. There is a difference. Fear shoves forward without direction. Truth calls you by name and waits for your attention. Fear hurries. Truth presses with clarity. And now, truth is pressing on you. Become aware of what is stirring around you and within you. Distractions multiplied because the call intensified. Weariness deepened because resistance increased. Confusion grew heavier because clarity was drawing near. These are not signs that you are failing. As it is written, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." 1 Corinthians 14:33. What you are sensing is not weakness, it is transition. These are the signals of a turning point. You may ask why you were not forced the first time. It is because I do not pull my children into obedience. I invite them. I wait for their willing response. But hear this clearly. Waiting does not mean endlessly postponing. Grace creates room, yet time continues to move. And now, I am calling you to move with it, to step forward as the moment unfolds. Move now, my son, not to escape something behind you, but to step into what you were formed for. Move away from delay. Move away from comforts that dull your spirit. Move away from the lie that tells you there is endless time. There is not for this moment, not for what is being placed before you now. This calling, this shift, this awakening carries weight because it is bound to timing, and heaven is attentive to how you respond. I am not asking you to solve every question before you take a step. I am asking you to trust me enough to move while clarity is still unfolding. Obedience does not wait for complete understanding. It begins with surrender. Step into what is set directly in front of you, not the future you are trying to calculate, many steps ahead. As it is written, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord," Psalm 37-23. Stay here, stay attentive, stay open. Remain willing. You may feel unprepared, you may feel small, stretched, or late. None of that removes you from this call. What halts progress is silence when you are addressed. What slows purpose is hesitation after clarity has been given, and clarity is meeting you now. This is not about flawlessness, it is about response. I am calling you because you can hear me, and hearing is the doorway to moving forward. I am calling you because you have grown enough to move. What lies ahead will require courage, and courage is shaped by action, not comfort. Do not let fear disguise itself as wisdom, and do not let delay pretend to be patience. True wisdom moves in harmony with my voice. There was a season to wait, and that season has passed. Now I am saying move. Now I am saying run. Now I am saying listen and obey. Something weighty is set in motion here, not because this day is special by chance, but because it has been appointed. This moment has been marked, and it is calling for your response. The doors before you are not shut. They are waiting for your step. Power has not been withheld. It is waiting for alignment. I speak again because love refuses to remain silent when what matters is at stake. I speak again because you are able to respond if you choose to listen. Do not turn away. Do not reason yourself out of what your spirit already recognizes as true. The sense of urgency you feel is real, and time is pressing forward. I am calling you now, interrupting your routine with intention, not emotion, not coincidence. This moment has been measured and prepared long before you arrived here. Set aside what came before and what comes next. This is not raised to stir excitement. It is spoken with urgency because what unfolds here carries consequence and lasting significance. This is not empty encouragement. It is truth wrapped in love, spoken with clarity. When heaven draws attention to a moment like this, delay is no longer safe. The weight you feel is not fear, it is recognition. That is recognition. Something within you knows this moment is different. You sense that you are standing at a crossroads you cannot ignore. Everything around you has slowed, so you can hear clearly. Noise softened, motion paused, attention drawn here by design, not chance. This moment carries sacred weight. Don't treat it lightly, and this moment is being watched with holy attention. Time has not vanished, but it is no longer generous. I speak now because this kind of clarity doesn't always come the same way twice. Do not mistake urgency for anger. I am not displeased with you. I am deeply concerned for you. That concern rises from love that sees farther than you can. I see outcomes still hidden from your view. I see paths closing quietly, doors that do not remain open simply because intentions were good. Intentions do not keep doors open, obedience does. I know how easy it is to soften the weight of a moment like this by telling yourself there will be another chance. Hear this clearly. Not every call repeats. Not every warning returns. Mercy allows space, but time continues forward. Ignoring this will not bring peace later. It brings confusion, delay, and regret. I am not threatening you. I am telling you the truth. Truth delayed feels like loss. That is why I am speaking now. This pressure you feel is not emotion stirred by words. It is spiritual weight shaped by timing. Here, action matters more than analysis. Response matters more than comfort. Listening matters more than understanding everything. You prefer clarity before movement, but there are moments when readiness is revealed by obedience, not preparation. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Heaven interrupted your normal flow because normal flow would carry you past this point, and that cannot happen. What is at stake is not small alignment, direction, destiny. The difference between stepping into what was prepared and settling for what will never fully satisfy your spirit. You may feel your heart racing, tension rising, an urge to escape this weight by distracting yourself. Do not do that. Stay here. Let the seriousness settle. This is not anxiety, it is awareness. This is heaven drawing your attention. Many will hear words like these and feel nothing, because this moment was not meant for them. You feel it because it is meant for you. And in that slowing, you've been given clarity space enough to choose with a steady heart. Choice is what is being honored now. Nothing is being forced. Truth is being set before you, and response is yours. Understand this clearly. Choosing not to choose is still a choice, and it carries its own outcome. Life will continue if you ignore this. You will wake up, work, and move forward, but something will feel misaligned, heavier than it needs to be. You will remember this moment, not with shame, but with a quiet knowing. Love speaks before loss becomes permanent. This interruption exists because you matter. Do not turn value into pressure. You are not being rushed toward harm. You are being drawn away from delay. You are not being pushed into danger. You are being pulled toward purpose. Stay present. Stay listening. This pause is the beginning of clarity, not the end. But clarity unfolds only for those who do not turn away. Remember the first time I called you. It came softly, without noise, an inner nudge, a persistent thought, a moment that unsettled your comfort. You knew something was being asked. A door opened, and you recognized my voice. You hesitated, not from rebellion, but from fear. Fear of cost, fear of leaving the familiar, fear of stepping forward without guarantees. Fear did not shout, it reasoned. It told you to wait, to be safer, to feel ready. I saw that struggle. I did not withdraw. I stayed close. Yet hesitation, left unaddressed, began to dull clarity. The call did not vanish. It grew quieter because it was resisted. Silence after a call does not mean it was unreal, it means it was delayed. Restlessness remained, dissatisfaction lingered, because alignment cannot be replaced. The fact that you are here now means the story was not finished. You still recognize my voice because the connection was never broken. That first call revealed your ability to hear, and the place's fear still influenced you. None of that disqualified you. It showed where growth was needed. You chose safety while learning trust. That makes you human, not unworthy. Now hear this clearly. With honesty and openness, the call was real, and it still matters. The first call was real, and it mattered. This second call carries urgency because the first revealed something true you did not ignore. My voice because you couldn't hear it, but because you feared where it might lead. I am not reopening wounds. I am clearing confusion. You recognize me by tone and timing. That familiarity is relationship, not coincidence. Delay does not erase calling, but it can complicate the path. The longer hesitation lingers, the more tangled the way feels. That is not punishment, it is reality. Alignment is simple, response is immediate. As you remember the first call, let the mixed emotions pass without judgment. You did not fail then, and you are not failing now, but you are being asked to respond differently. Not with bargaining or delay, but with trust. The fact that you are still listening means your heart has not grown numb. Sensitivity is a gift, and it carries responsibility. This second call exists because of love, not desperation. Clarity replaces confusion. Strength rises where fear once ruled. Urgency replaces delay. Second calls are rare, not earned by talent, but given by mercy. Mercy intervenes before outcomes harden, restrains what could crush, and waits with purpose. Much happened unseen growth through waiting, humility through disappointment, awareness through pain. That is why this call feels heavier and clearer. Mercy does not erase the past, it redeems it. It is opportunity with urgency, precise and time-bound. The margin for hesitation is smaller because time has moved. I redirected quietly, blocked without announcement, and held space for this moment. Do not compare paths. Mercy works by purpose, and purpose is personal. This call brings accountability because you see more clearly now. You are not starting over, you are moving forward with unmistakable direction. Heaven waited until your heart could receive truth without running from it. Gratitude and pressure may rise. That pressure is responsibility, not condemnation. Honor what has been given with obedience. Second calls require a heart still willing after delay, and you have that heart. Heaven did not forget you. Heaven waited. Now the question is not whether I am calling, but how you will respond. Time is no longer neutral. It is no longer waiting quietly while you decide. Time is active now, moving with intention, in step with what heaven has already set in motion. This is not panic or chaos, it is clarity. It is awareness. The season where delay carried no cost has ended. There was a time when waiting did not disrupt alignment, when hesitation had no weight, when you could pause and return to find the door still open. That time has passed, not from impatience, but because seasons change and growth has been completed. What remains now is response. Understand this deeply. Time has shifted its posture. It is no longer beside you, it is moving ahead. If you stay still, you will feel the strain not as punishment, but as friction. That friction comes when direction is set and alignment lags behind. Do not mistake this for fear. I am not pushing you into recklessness. I am calling you out of passivity. Fear pressures and confuses. Truth speaks firmly and brings focus. The window before you will not remain open because you recognize it. Awareness alone does not keep doors open, obedience does. You have sensed the acceleration. Conversations feel sharper, opportunities feel more urgent, conviction cuts clearer. This is not coincidence, it is the nature of this season. Seasons do not linger once their purpose is fulfilled. They transition, and transitions do not ask permission from comfort. I am not saying this to overwhelm you, but to steady you, to ground you in what is real now. You must stop treating time as though it will wait without limit. Time is not harsh, but it is exact. When a season completes its work, it closes. When a door shifts, it does not always announce itself with sound or warning. Often it moves in silence, and only afterward do you realize the access you once had is gone. That is why this moment matters. What is being offered now will not remain open simply because it was noticed. Precision governs timing. This moment carries a unique opportunity for response. I'm not saying this to pressure you, only to make your next step clear. The quiet closing of a door is still a closing. Honor the moment while it is open. If this message is reaching your heart, pause for a moment and acknowledge it. Let this not be just something you heard, but something you respond to. Stay with this moment and allow your heart to answer before moving on. Father God, I come before you with an open heart. I acknowledge your voice and the moment you have placed before me. Where fear once delayed me, I ask for courage to respond. Where confusion lingered, I receive your clarity. Teach me to move with trust, not hesitation, and to follow where you lead, even when the path is unfamiliar. I surrender my timing to yours and choose obedience over comfort. Strengthen my heart to honor this calling and walk forward in alignment with your will. Amen.